Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of our Lion Fight Zoom chats. Of course, we have the all-seeing, all-knowing Nathan Corbett along for the ride as usual today. And a special guest with us, it is Regan Coconuts Gowing, who is joining us from Ontario, Canada, the nation's capital of Ottawa, actually. So we're excited to have her because Regan has a big fight coming up on Lion Fight 66 coming up on May 21st. She's going to be taking on Yasmeen, the Yasmeenian Devil, Salhani, in a women's flyweight belt.
Tasmanian.
Yeah, Yasmeenian, which is close to Nathan, sorta in a way, So, Regan, let's start off with that fight coming up. You obviously, this is a big moment for you. I think we know that you've had a one up and one down in Lion Fight so far. So it's a big crossroads fight, I think, for you. So, does it have extra importance that this is a big fight and an opportunity for you to kind of take a step forward in that women's flyweight division?
Definitely. I think like as soon as I stepped out of the ring last time, I messaged you, Scott, and I was like, I'm ready to get back in, like set up another fight if you can. Because I really didn't.
And then that pesky pandemic hit,
Yeah, right? I know, ridiculous. But I'm really excited to prove, because I really, I don't think I went into the last fight mentally prepared, and I didn't do what I wanted to do. Like I didn't prove that I'm a good fighter. Like I know I am. And I felt like I didn't leave it all out there, and I was really disappointed. Because I do know I'm much better than what I did in that fight. So this fight, I'm really excited because Yasmeen is, she's a really good fighter. I actually know her. We fought on the same card a few years ago, and she's great. She's a really good person, and a really good fighter as well. So we're going to put on a fantastic show, but I'm really eager to prove that I am the best of the 110 division. And I want to show everyone what I've been working on.
So how do you approach this fight then in terms of showing better, just being a better you than we saw the last time out?
Well, I think, and I know that COVID brought a lot of negative things, but I think it allowed me some time to kind of think and reflect and just about what I was lacking in the last fight and leading up to it. And I've been able to take that and incorporate all the things that I need to, that I recognize weren't there. And I've been working really hard with my team and my coach on a solid game plan and just all the holes that I've had to fill in. And I just have a really good support network too. So yeah, I'm really excited.
All right. Nathan, take it away with, I know you've got a couple things you wanted to talk to Regan about.
Yeah, I don't want to repeat over. Of course, the last fight was a hard night in some ways. With the blood and the damage and the cut not being able to continue. It's great to hear that that you wanted to be able to get in there and really showcase those skills in the upcoming event. So just tell us a little bit more about that. What is the changing factor now? If maybe from back then to now, that's giving you that mental edge, and of course, you're going to fight aggressively instead of waiting as you might have the last fight.
Yeah, I've been working on, well, I don't want to give too much away, guys, because...
Yeah, of course, yeah. Did have to give it all away, but just roundabout. Okay, we're working on this little bit over here. But don't worry about this part.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you my coach that I'm working with now, I'm actually working with a coach that I worked with for most of my amateur career. I went back because he was in a position now where he could focus on my fight career. And so I'm back with Nick, and he's just, we sat down and we looked over some of my old fights and just really broke down what was lacking in terms of like ranges and clinching. Like I know, like going into my last fight, I know that Magali and her coach, who is a really good coach, Carl, like they broke down my fights, and I knew they knew exactly what to do, because I had some big holes, which they capitalized on really well. So we've just been fixing those and adding more aggression, more range work, boxing, elbows, pretty much just everything. I'm just better.
Oh. Yeah, she's just better around. And
just went like that.
I noticed
so,
you were saying you. He's like, oh, she's better now. And what? Just remind me about this weight. The last fight, I remember you said you could have fought lighter, and it's just this division for this belt around about there. Or have you gone and put on weight over the COVID time?
Oh yeah. So, well, I mean, 110 is actually 2 weight classes higher than my natural weight class. But I never, like, I've always worked, like, I've always lifted weights, but I've never really focused on putting on muscle. It's really hard when you're doing Muay Thai all the time too. I'm sure, like, Nathan, it's a lot of aerobic and work. So with COVID too, it gave me that break away from doing excessive amounts of cardio and endurance work. So I was actually able to work with a trainer, actually Taylor's boyfriend. And we've been working on putting on, so I put on about anywhere between 7 to 10 pounds of muscle in the last year. Just so now I'm actually at
amazing. Yeah. Because I remember you said about last fight you're kind of weight division, and that's why I was wondering if this was the same one. But there you've gone and muscled up and grown into that weight, so it's exciting. So no,
I'm actually at the weight I should be for this weight class.
So you've got to redeem your last fight and also the opportunity to fight pass and now for the belt at the same time. It's a real big start for your lion fight career again.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I really want to get that shot at the belt again. So, and then eventually the world title. That's my ultimate goal. So I'm pretty excited about that.
So with that in mind, Regan, you have a couple of role models, not really role models, maybe, but certainly you've seen 2 of your fellow Canadians do very well on the show. With Jake Peacock and Taylor McClatchy, your training partner at times, both win North American titles. So is that, you don't want to look past Yasmeen, but is that there as well that, hey, I want to be next in line?
Oh, definitely. That's one of the goals going into this fight is like, I need to put on, or I'm going to put on a really good performance just to prove that like I am the top contender for that title shot next. And and that's my goal. And like I said to Nathan, like my ultimate goal is to get the world title as well.
So with goal planning, I know you do a lot of goal planning. I know that you're working towards I think a master's degree you've decided to kind of pursue. You also have a goal of mental health awareness and being sort of a role model for young athletes and that. Can you just tell everybody a little bit more about where you're headed with those goals?
Yeah, well, I actually made the decision to go back to school last year because when I do have an undergrad degree, but it was many years ago, right out of high school. And I wasn't in a place where I could focus on making school a priority at the time. So, I mean, I graduated, but it wasn't anything special. And I definitely could have done better. There's a theme here. So I decided to go back to focus on health sciences, which is something that I'm actually really passionate about. And so I've done the first year or I will be done. I have my exams next week. And my ultimate goal with that is to do a master's. I'm thinking I want to get into, my goal is physiotherapy. It's very competitive to get in Canada to those programs. Like your GPA has to be like 3.9. Which it is right now. So it's actually, I'm at 4.0 right now, guys. Just so to focus on that for when I'm done fighting, that's something that I want to get into for sure.
Okay, excellent. And I know that you have you've kind of talked about a lot of different goal setting and a lot of targets that you've set. For those that maybe haven't seen you fight yet, and of course new to Lion Fight being on UFC Fight Pass, can you just talk a little bit about your style of fighting and what makes you an exciting fighter and a reason for people to be watching you?
I started out being a really aggressive fighter, so a lot of movement. And one thing about me is like I will not get tired, so that's probably why Magali wanted to cut me in the first round. Because I just don't. I have got an endless gas tank. And something that I pride myself on is that I'm really good at adapting to everyone's different style. Sometimes it takes me around to pick it up, but as soon as I do, I can adapt. So I can fight on the outside, I can fight on the inside. I can fight mid-range. I love clinching and I love sweeping. That's one of my signatures. Yeah.
And I think Nathan is going to be very happy that you've started to add in the elbow game, right, Nathan?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. You know, of course, after the last fight, you felt one end of it. So just say that's enough. I've felt one side of it. Now you need to just deliver it out for the rest of your career.
Exactly. And it's funny because my coach actually sends me some of your training videos and he's like, this is great. Let's work on that.
Yeah. I tell you, coach, I love him.
You'll have to maybe come down early and get a one-on-one seminar with Nathan before the fight, just as a final tune-up.
That would be great.
Yeah, we can sneak one in. We won't let the opponent know. Don't worry.
Yeah, a little late now, but yeah. Come down to right the a couple hours before weigh-in. We'll jam in an hour seminar with elbows with Nathan. So
Nice.
There we go.
Well, Regan, thank you so much for your time as always. We enjoyed meeting Mick. I don't know if Mick is still there or not, but let's see if he's. I think there we go. Yeah, we got to meet him. I think everybody else should get a chance to say hello. He looks like he's super enthused to be on a Zoom chat with us. But we know again, thank you for your time. You're always a great guest to have on. People love hearing from you and seeing you and everything. So thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you on May 21st at Lion Fight 66 on UFC Fight Pass. And everybody else, we will see you again soon on another Lion Fight Zoom chat.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Thanks, Regan.